New at 7, a brand new law takes effect on Halloween, and you will be slapped with stiffer penalties if you get a DUI beginning Sunday. If you have an alcohol content of .17, which is more than twice the legal limit, you will face stiffer penalties that nearly double the old ones. For instance, you could get 180 days behind bars, up from 93, and a 1-year license suspension. That's up from just 6 months. Now, to talk more about this, we're joined now by attorney Marcus Connor, who is also a former Wayne County prosecutor. Thank you so much for joining us. And we want to let our audience know really quick as we chat, if you have a question for Marcus, go ahead and let us know about it on Twitter. Just use hashtag pound or number sign followed by 7 at AT7. All right, so tell us first, how has the law changed? People are paying attention on Sunday. It's going into effect. Explain it simply.
Well, there's still all the laws that were there before. This is a new law it's being called the super drunk driving law. And basically, if you have a .17 alcohol content when you're operating, there's going to be stiffer penalties, both by the Secretary of State and by the courts.
Why now on Halloween?
Well, you're entering the holiday season. You're going to have Halloween. You have all the kids out there. You have the night before Thanksgiving, traditionally a big drinking night, Thanksgiving, and of course, Christmas season. A lot more drivers, a lot more people out, and then, of course, a lot more parties and people consuming alcohol. And they're trying to make a message and hopefully have a deterrent factor. Don't drive, don't drink, and then drive. And certainly they're going to hit you even harder if you drink over .17.
Now, the stiffer penalties, the more money, losing your license for a longer period of time, ending up behind bars. I mean, will this really make a difference?
I guess time will tell. You look at the different factors. There's a deterrent factor. That's the one we'll have to see if it makes a difference. Will the person at the bar decide not to drink an extra drink because it might take them to a higher blood alcohol content? I'm not sure of that, but there's also rehabilitation, and then there's also punitive measures and incarceration. Certainly those two factors will be taken into effect. There's going to be provisions with the enhanced drunk driving law, the super drunk driving, where you're going to have mandatory treatment. You're also going to have an interlock device.
That's what we want to talk about. Tell us, what is the interlock device?
Well, you're going to, if you're convicted of this charge, you're going to get a 1-year suspension. The first 40 days is a hard suspension. Hard means you can't do anything about it. You're suspended. Then you have to go to the Secretary of State and get a restricted license. And a requirement of that restricted license, you're going to have the mandatory treatment, but then the interlock device. And an interlock device is simply a device that has to be installed by one of the recommended installers. And then it prohibits you from starting your car if you have a .025 or above blood alcohol content. And then if you are able to start your car, within 5 to 10 minutes, you're going to be required to take that test again while driving, blow into the device, and make sure you're never going to be above a .025 blood alcohol content.
It seems like that interlock device will work. Or at least, because you're going to be stopped anyway, right?
You certainly can't drive if you've been drinking if the interlock device is in your car. And then, of course, it's going to cause a lot more financial. It will hit people in the pocket as well because they have to pay for the installation and the monthly fees for the interlock device.
About $8,000 to $10,000, right?
Well, if you look at the entire amount that this is going to cost people, attorney's fees, court fees, fines, costs, and the probation fees going to put the interlock device in the car, insurance, all those things, you're looking at least $8,000 to $10,000, if not more, as they hit.
All right, thank you so much, Marcus Connor, for joining us tonight. So don't drink and drive, right, Stephen?